Wastewater begins at homes, businesses, or industries. We as humans contribute or produce wastewater when we wash dishes, take baths, use the restroom, or wash our hands. Laguna Madre Water District operates with the best equipped plants for wastewater treatment. Wastewater travels from the household through a gravity line that are connected to sewer lines usually located under streets. These particular lines are all gravity lines, which have a manhole at so many feet due to changes in elevation or grade. It proceeds to make its way to what is known as a lift station or pump station, a deep underground fiberglass encased well that has 2 submersible or above-ground pumps. These pumps work on a float system that work off the water level within the lift station well and have electrical control panels which monitor everything. The raw sewage will eventually make its way to the wastewater treatment facility. Lift station operators, licensed wastewater treatment operators, monitor these lift stations on a daily basis. They perform the upkeep on the structures, fences, pumps, and electrical panels. They also observe the physical deterioration of these pumps and replace pumps accordingly. Located close to the Port Isabel Wastewater Treatment Facility is lift station number 11. The lift station pumps all the raw sewage or wastewater to the Port Isabel Wastewater Treatment Facility. This plant is one of the 4 wastewater treatment plants. At this particular facility, the raw sewage enters via a force main coming from lift station number 11, which makes its way up to what is called the headworks, a brand new addition which plays an important role in pre-screening, which eliminates any unwanted items or blockages where wastewater is supposed to flow freely. Each wastewater treatment plant is designed according to the population. It serves a max capacity of 5.85 million gallons per day. The headworks will help filter out all these unwanted inorganic items. These can consist of anything from debris, rags, or even hygiene products. The influent is pumped into a rotary drum screen, which screens out or separates all the debris from this raw sewage that is coming into the plant. These various pieces of debris and inorganics go down a chute and head down to a compactor that is located at ground level. Simultaneously, all the influent gets routed to what is referred to as a head cell or grit separator. This circular structure separates sand or stone particles from the influent into a grit, the grit wash unit. Meanwhile, the influent flows over a rectangular weir and is mixed with return activated sludge that is coming directly from the actual aeration process part of the facility. At the same time, the grit makes its way through the grit wash chamber and is sent down a metal chute that directs the grit straight into a dumpster. As the influent and RAS mix, they head down a pipe via gravity and come up at the aeration basin section of the wastewater treatment process. Directly from the headworks, the influent enters the aeration basin. This is where the actual wastewater treatment commences. Wastewater is treated through a biological process called the activated sludge process. Basically, microorganisms are used to break down the fecal matter, hence the word activated. Wastewater operators must maintain these microorganisms, making sure they're alive, healthy, and reproducing. Measuring such things as food to microorganism ratios, as well as keeping up with the dissolved oxygen levels, taking pH measurements, among other analysis. At the end of the aeration process, the sludge, or mixed liquor, travels down a pipe by gravity to what is called secondary clarifier. The secondary clarifier is what separates the water from the actual sludge. The solids content in sludge is heavier than water. Therefore, in a clarifier, gravity will take its course and pull the sludge, which is heavier, to the bottom. The water or supernatant will remain up top and flow through a series of V-notch weirs, which take the supernatant on the next process. The sludge or solids settle to the bottom, where a clarifier rake forces it to go through a hole in the center column of the clarifier, which pumps it to the headworks as RAS. All of this is returned by a certain percentage that the operator is in control of. Along with this returned sludge, another percentage is extracted from the RAS and becomes waste-activated sludge. The waste-activated sludge goes to separate sections of the plant called digesters. This is where the wasted sludge is decanted of most of its water content and released to the drying beds, which are outside. The drying beds basically work off the sun, which dries the sludge at the top, that is later hand-shoveled into the container and heads to the landfill. The remaining water drains down the filter part of the drying bed and is returned to the whole system and process. The chlorine contact chamber is the segment of the facility where the disinfection of the treatment wastewater happens. The TCEQ regulating agency that specifies that this treated wastewater is to take a detention time of 20 minutes going through the chlorine contact chamber. At this step, we inject chlorine, give it the 20 minutes detention time to disinfect, and send it over a rectangular weir onto the next step of the process. Since there are strict regulations on releasing treated wastewater that has chlorine residual, the next process would be to dechlorinate. We utilized a chemical called sulfur dioxide that, upon making contact with chlorine, makes chlorine inert. After dechlorination, the treated wastewater, known as effluent after it meets or exceeds state standards, can now be discharged into a bay, estuary, wetland, or any state waterway approved by TCEQ as receiving stream. Any effluent discharge into any state waterway must meet the state and federal requirements that licensed wastewater operators oversee every day. Laguna Madre Water District knows that it is important for you and your family to have the best product. We work every day to make sure our services satisfy all your needs and to bring reliable, safe, high-quality water and wastewater services. In Laguna Madre Water District, quality water is our business.